The US government has officially shut down.
Hey everyone, good to see you here. Let me ask you something. Did you know that the US government has actually faced about 20 funding gaps since 1976, but only about half of those turned into full shutdowns? And when it does happen, it's not just a headline in the news. It really affects people's lives. We're talking missed paychecks, delayed services, and a lot of uncertainty that can touch anyone, anywhere. It's something that can impact your family, your neighbors, or even you. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a government shutdown? Basically, the government runs on money that Congress approves each year. Think of it like paying your electric bill. If the payment isn't made, the lights go out. In the case of a shutdown, if lawmakers can't agree on a spending bill, funding stops for what are called non-essential operations. That doesn't mean the entire government disappears, but a lot of things slow down or stop entirely. Now, for federal workers and members of the military, this can mean missed paychecks. Many are considered essential, which means they have to keep working even if their pay is delayed. Imagine being an air traffic controller or a TSA agent responsible for keeping thousands of people safe every day and not knowing when your next paycheck is coming. That's the reality during these shutdowns. And it doesn't stop with paychecks. If you rely on Social Security, Medicare, or veterans' health benefits, those generally continue because they're funded separately. But the people who help process claims or fix errors may be furloughed, which leads to delays. So while your benefits don't stop, getting help when something goes wrong can become much harder. Food assistance programs like SNAP and WIC are also affected. SNAP usually has some cushion for a few weeks, but if the shutdown drags on, funding can run out. WIC is even more vulnerable. That's not just numbers on a page, it's groceries on a shelf, or not having the food your family needs. For families already on tight budgets, even a short interruption can cause real stress. Health services also feel the impact. Agencies like the Department of Health and Human Services furlough thousands of workers. Hospitals and research centers may slow admissions or pause non-emergency operations. The FDA, for example, reduces routine food safety inspections and delays non-emergency drug approvals. That's something most people don't notice until it affects them directly, but it's a big deal. Education and travel are affected too. Federal student aid payments usually keep going, but support staff who help with applications or troubleshooting may be sent home. Airports face strain too. TSA officers and air traffic controllers continue working, but training programs, equipment upgrades, and other behind-the-scenes support pause. During past shutdowns, some workers called out sick because they weren't being paid, which caused nationwide travel delays. Even the courts and national parks aren't immune. Federal courts often rely on reserve funds to keep cases moving temporarily, but longer shutdowns slow down everything from civil rights cases to immigration hearings. National parks sometimes close or stay open without staff, which leads to trash piling up, bathrooms locked, and even vandalism. These might seem like small things, but they show how delicate public services are when funding stops. A lot of people also wonder about mail and passports. The US Postal Service funds itself through postage, so your letters and packages keep arriving. Passports generally continue too, but if the office is inside a closed government building, delays happen. So why does this keep happening? Shutdowns usually occur when politicians use the budget deadline as leverage. Right now, debates are happening over healthcare spending, taxes, and program funding. Each side wants to protect its priorities, and when neither side is willing to compromise, a shutdown happens. Shutdowns used to be short, lasting just a few days, but in recent decades they've become longer and more frequent. The longest one lasted 35 days back in 2018-2019. During that time, federal workers lined up at food banks, small businesses missed crucial loans, and communities felt the ripple effects for months. It's also worth considering the human toll. Being told to keep showing up for work while not being paid on time affects morale, dignity, and mental health. Firefighters, border agents, and other essential workers have described it as running into dangerous situations without proper support. Beyond money, it's about feeling valued and secure in your role, and every shutdown chips away at trust in government. When people can't get help, when flights are delayed, when parks close, confidence in institutions drops. Rebuilding that trust takes time, and repeated shutdowns make it harder. For you personally, this means that if you rely on benefits like Social Security, Medicare, or food programs, your payments likely continue, but expect delays and slower service. Travelers might face longer lines, students might see slower responses to their aid applications, and federal employees experience real stress and uncertainty. The impact is widespread, even if it's not always visible. Some officials argue shutdowns force tough choices and trimming of bloated programs. Critics say it's reckless and disruptive. Either way, the people who feel it the most are everyday citizens, not politicians. And every shutdown ends with a deal, but the damage done in the meantime can last far longer than the shutdown itself. So yeah, when people ask if this is just politics as usual, the answer is no. It's about livelihoods, stability, and trust. Every time it happens, it reminds us how connected our lives are to decisions made far away in Congress. If you found this helpful, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the hardest part is the missed paychecks, the service delays, or just the uncertainty? I'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated on what's happening. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video.